Hello dear friends and dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to top lesson for you friends. We are discussing about the urinary system, the anatomy of urinary system, right? And these lectures are only related to the anatomy of the urinary system, right? And these were our previous lectures regarding the introduction of urinary system. Then we discussed about the components of urinary system, then about the coverings and the segments of the kidney, the structure of the kidney and the blood supply of the kidney. I hope you have watched these lectures and you have learned something from these lectures. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the relations of the kidneys, right, or the relation of the rena. If this is a kidney, now what structures are present anterior to the rena, what structures are present laterally, what structures are present medially, and what structures are found in the posterior side of the kidneys. So these are called the relations of the kidneys. So let us start our lecture about the relations of kidney. Relations of kidneys. Okay, so there are some relations which are common for both of the kidneys, and there are some relations which are separate for each kidney. For example, in the right, let me make a diagram here. For example, this is the abdominal cavity, it's an example, and this is the diaphragm. Above that there is the thoracic cavity, and this is your abdominal cavity, right? So there are some relations to both kidneys which are common, right? And there are some relations to both kidneys which are different to each kidney. For example, in the left side of the abdominal cavity there are other organs present. In the right side of the abdominal cavity there will be other organs present, right? So there are some structures, there are some organs which are different for each kidney, right, which are in relation to the kidneys which are different, but there are some structures which are common to both, right? For example, if there is suprarenal gland on the right side, there is suprarenal gland on the left side. Clear, friends? Okay, so let us see the common features. First of all, the common relations, first of all, which are common for both kidneys. So the common relations. So what are those common structures which are in relation to both of your kidneys? So the common relation first of all is, if we talk about the upper pool of both kidneys, let me write here upper pool. So in the upper pool of both kidneys there are suprarenal glands, you know. So the suprarenal glands will be present on both kidneys, right? So suprarenal glands, and we also call them the adrenal glands, right? So above both kidneys there are suprarenal glands on the right kidney as well as on the left kidney. So here are the suprarenal glands. So this is a common feature, this is a common relation to them, right? Then about the lower pool, of the kidney, you know, kidneys have upper pool and lower pool, right? This is the upper pool of the kidney, this is the lower pool of the kidney, right? And you know, here is the iliac bone is present there, right? Here is the iliac bone like this. So this is the iliac crest, this is also iliac crest. Now both kidneys are located 2.5 centimeter above the iliac crest. So from here up to the lower pool of the kidney the distance is 2.5 centimeter to both kidneys. So lower pool of the kidney is 25 centimeter above what? About iliac crest. This is a common relation to both of the kidneys, right, friends? Now the middle border of the kidney, I'm talking about common features, right, friends? Middle border. If you talk about the middle border of the kidney, or we call it the medial border, I'm talking about this border. Let me a little bit enlarge this diagram here. This is kidney and this is also kidney, so right and left kidney. So this is the medial border or medial border of the kidney, of both kidneys. So the medial border relations we talk, look, this is the hilum, renal hilum, and this is also renal hilum. So let me name it here. This is hilum, right? So above hilum the medial border, below hilum the medial border. So above hilum the medial border is related to suprarenal gland like this, right? So suprarenal gland, and below the hilum, right, the medial border is related to ureter, right? So this is ureter and this is also your ureter, right? So this is the medial border below the hilum and this is the medial border above the hilum. So we write here above hilum, or hilus. It is related to what? It is related to suprarenal glands, or we call adrenal glands. Adrenal glands, right? And below hilum it is related to ureters, right? Ureters, you can see the relations. Okay friends, now what are the posterior what are the posterior common relations? We are talking about common relations. So in posterior side, what are the common features? In posterior side, posterior relations which are common for both of your kidneys, the posterior relations. Now what are those relations? First of all, there is diaphragm, and you know diaphragm is related to both kidneys. So there is diaphragm, right? Posteriorly I'm talking about both kidneys, so there will be diaphragm. Okay, let me make a diagram here. This is right kidney, left kidney, right and left, and here is your diaphragm. For example, this is diaphragm. So posteriorly both kidneys have relation with diaphragm, you can see. Then the second structure is their arcuate ligaments are present there. Arcuate ligaments, right? It is in relation to the posterior surface of both kidneys. That's why we are talking about common features, common relations, right, my dear friends? Okay, then the third structure or the third thing that is related to both of the kidneys is the psoas major muscle. Psoas major muscle, and psoas major is present on the right side as well as on the left side, on posterior side of the kidney, right? I will show you right now a diagram. Then the fourth thing which is common to both kidneys on posterior side, there is quadratus lumboris muscle. Quadratus lumboris muscle. Quadratus lumboris. Fifth feature which is common to both on posterior side is transversus abdominis. Transversus abdominis ligament, right? Transversus abdominis is present on both sides, right? On both sides. That's why kidneys are also present on both sides. So we say they are common to both kidneys. This transversus abdominis is common to both kidneys. Then there is subcostal vessels. Subcostal vessels, I will show you now. Subcostal vessels are present on both sides, right? On this side and on this side also. Then the seventh important structure, there are subcostal nerves. Subcostal nerves are there, right? Then number 8 structure which is present on both sides, which is common to both kidneys on posterior side, there are the iliohypogastric nerves. Iliohypogastric nerves are common to both kidneys on posterior side. Then there are the ilioinguinal nerves. Ilioinguinal nerves is also common to both kidneys on both sides because they are present on both sides. Then another thing, on posterior side of the right kidney, you can see what on posterior side of right kidney, on posterior side of the left kidney, you can see the posterior surface of the right kidney is in relation to 12th rib, right? there is the impression of the 12th rib on the posterior surface of the right kidney, and then there is the impression of the 12th plus 11th rib, right? So on posterior surface, left kidney is related to two ribs or costal bones, and right kidney is related to only one costal bone, which is the 12th costal bone. Now let us see these in the diagram here. I will show you. Look carefully. This is the book we have, right? And look carefully. Here is the impression for the area for diaphragm, right? This is the posterior surface. Okay, so let me take my written subject also like this. Okay, look carefully. This is diaphragm. This is the area for diaphragm on both kidneys. Then there is the arcuate ligaments. The area for arcuate ligaments, we will find it here, no problem. Then there is the area for psoas major muscle. Look carefully. This is the area for psoas major muscle, right, on both kidneys, right, on surface of both kidneys posteriorly. So psoas major. Then there is the area for quadratus lumboris muscle, right? Quadratus lumboris, this yellow area here is the muscle which is called quadratus lumborum, right? Then there is the abdominus transversus abdominis muscle, right? This area you can see here, the aponeurosis of the transversus abdominis muscle, right? So the areas, the area for psoas major, the area for quadratus lumborum, and the area for aponeurosis of transversus abdominis muscle, the area for diaphragm. Then you can see on the right kidney there is the impression for the 12th rib, right, projection of the 12th rib, and here you can see the projection or the impression for 11th and 12th rib both, right, as I told you here. Okay friends, so these were the impressions on the posterior surface. Now other structures we will see it in another book. Look here, as I told you that there are the subcostal vessels are present and nerves. You can see here there are subcostal nerves and subcostal vessels are present on the posterior side. Then there is the iliohypogastric nerve is present, right, iliohypogastric nerve, and then there is the ilioinguinal nerve also present. So ilioinguinal nerve, so you can see them in this diagram, right, all the structures that I told you. So these were the structures which are common for both kidneys on the posterior surface of the kidneys, and these were the common structures which are present on the upper part and the medial part of the kidneys. Now let us go to the relations on the anterior side of the kidney, right? So as I told you, on the anterior side of both kidneys there are different structures found, right? On the right side there are different structures, on the left side there are different structures. So let me write here relations on anterior surface. Now these were the relations on posterior surface common for both kidneys, and the anterior surface structures are different for each kidney. So let me write it here. Look carefully. For right kidney, right, relations on the anterior surface of the right kidney, what structures are found there? First of all, there are suprarenal glands, suprarenal gland, which we call right suprarenal gland or right adrenal gland, right? Then the next structure which is found on the anterior surface of the right kidney, you will find the liver, because liver is not present on the left side, right? Then the third structure is the second part of the duodenum, second part of duodenum. Okay, then the fourth important structure which is present on the right side, right kidney, in the anterior relation of it is the right colic flexure, right colic flexure, right? And the fifth one is the small intestine, right? Most part of the small intestine is there, not all parts of it. These are the structures in the anterior surface of the right kidney. Now let us go to the left kidney. Now in the left kidney, right, different structures will be found in this left side of the abdominal cavity and different structures in the right side, right, in the interior side. So what are there? First of all, there are the left suprarenal glands, right, left suprarenal glands. Done. Then the next important structure which is present there, your spleen is present in the left side of your abdominal cavity. So spleen is related to the anterior, spleen is present in the anterior surface of the left kidney, right? Then there is stomach. Stomach is a little bit towards left side of your abdominal cavity. Stomach is there. Then there is pancreas. Pancreas is there, right? And then other structure which is our splenic vessels are there. Splenic vessels, the vessels which supply blood to the spleen. So splenic vessels are there. Then the next important structure is the left. Look here. Here is right colic flexure. Here is the left colic flexure. Left colic flexure is there. Okay. And the last thing which is there is your jejunum. Your jejunum is there, right? So these are the relations of the kidneys on the anterior surface to other viscera. To other viscera on the right, relations of the right kidney in the interior surface and relations of the left kidney in the anterior surface. Now we will see them in a book here. Look carefully, my dear friends. Look here, let us see on the right side. Look, this is the area for duodenum, right? So you can see on the anterior surface, you can see there is the area for duodenum, for small intestine a little bit, right? This is hepatic area, right? This is your hepatic area. This is your colic area, the colic flexure, right? Colic flexure. Flexure means this is the ascending colon and this is transverse colon. Now this area is called the flexure area, right? This is area is called flexure area. This is right flexure. This is left flexure, transverse colon and descending colon, ascending colon, right? So this is right colic flexure. This is left colic flexure, right? So here you can see the colic area and this is the jejunal area, right? So second part of the duodenum we have written. This is the duodenal area, right? Then which area? Hepatic area, and then this is suprarenal area. So on the anterior side of the right kidney, the first thing is the suprarenal gland. The second thing that we have written is the area for the liver. The third thing that we have written here is second part of the duodenum. The fourth thing is the colic flexure. The fifth thing is the some part of the jejunum, or we say, let me write it as jejunum. Right, friends. So these are the anterior relations of the right kidney. Now let's go towards the left kidney. Look here. This is the first thing that we have written there is the left suprarenal gland. Then this is the area for stomach. So this is the third area that we have written, and this is the area for spleen. So spleen, sorry, this is the second area, right? Second thing which is in relation to the kidney. And here you can see the pancreas. We have written some pancreatic area, the fourth one, right? Then there is the splenic vessels. So vessels will also go there. Then there is left colic flexure, right? Left colic flexure, and this is the jejunal area, right, friends? This is anterior side of the left kidney. There are other structures, and on anterior side of the right kidney there are other structures found. And my dear friends, we also talked about the posterior relations of the kidney, and I have showed you in the book. You can, if you watch the lecture, you will find all these things, and the upper areas, posterior surface, anterior surface relations. And what about the medial surface relations? So in the medial surface of the kidneys, you will find the renal artery, renal vein, and you will find the nerves, and other structures, so that is not so much important. These were the relations of the kidneys. Okay, so you can take a screenshot or picture of it for your notes. This lecture was about the relations of the kidney, so I hope you have learned something from us. See you guys in the next lecture. We will discuss some other things about the urinary system. Till then, Allah Hafiz.